Yo, what is up guys? Welcome to the Day 81 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. Alright, so today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at a couple of young players who I feel don't get enough attention. You know, there's a bunch of young talent in the league. Whether it's players like Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, Devin Booker, Andre Drummond, Anthony Davis, Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There's just so much great young talent in the league right now. You know, and a lot of these players get mentioned a lot. A lot of these players do get talked about at least a decent amount as being part of the bright future in the NBA. However, there's a couple of players who I feel are left out of this discussion, not because they don't show promise or not because they're not good players, just because they're not as well known as some of these other players. So I'm going to be shining some light on these players. The first one is Nikola Jokic. I am really surprised no one is talking about Nikola Jokic, especially as of late. I'd say for about the past month or so, Nikola Jokic is really starting to shine, and it has a lot to do with the way Denver is now running their offense through Jokic. Let's take a small sample size of the last 10 games. In the last 10 games, Jokic is averaging 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. This is a 6'10 big man, a 6'10 center who can stretch the ball out to the three-point line, and the offense is also running through him. Now, to me, he reminds me of a little bit of a Marc Gasol. Now, we all know Marc Gasol is one of the best passing big men in the NBA. The Grizzlies also run their offense through him at some points in time. And Nikola Jokic really reminds me of that same type of guy. Now, he's not as dominant on the defensive end, of course, as Marc Gasol is. Marc Gasol is a very underrated defender. But as far as what he brings on the offensive end, it is very similar to what Marc Gasol can do on the offensive end. He has a still developing post game, of course. He can shoot the ball from anywhere on the court, and like I said, he is a great passer for a big man. In the 4 games he's played so far in January, he's gotten even better. He's averaging 20 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. So this is a guy who started off the season really slow. I mean, he started off the season slow, but then Denver decided to run their offense through him, and he's been benefiting so much. At one point in time, he was coming off the bench in favor of Jusuf Nurkic and Kenneth Fariba. I never see this guy going to the bench again, and this is a great young player that I think really needs to get more attention. The other guy I want to talk about is kind of a victim of the system around him, Aaron Gordon. Now, when people say Aaron Gordon, the first thing people are going to think about is his dunk showdown with Zach LaVine in the dunk contest last year. That's what he's most known for. But if given the chance, he could be known for being one of the best power forwards in the NBA. And it's funny that I say being one of the best power forwards because that's what he is. But the thing is, the Orlando Magic have him playing small forward, and power forward playing small forward. Now, he can get away with playing small forward because he's quick, he's agile, you know, he's not super slow or anything like that. But he would get such a benefit from playing power forward, going against slower defenders some part of the time, where he'd be able to use his quickness, his agility, his athleticism to his favor. Whereas if you're being guarded by a small forward, you know, that quickness and athleticism isn't going to help you out as much. So that's something that's kind of hindering him, as well as his inconsistent touches. On this season so far, he's averaging 11.6 points per game and 4.6 rebounds per game. His numbers have been going up dramatically as of late. I believe last month, in the month of December, he was averaging 15 points per game or something like that. But like I said, his touches are very sporadic. Last night against the Utah Jazz, he had 21 points on 8 of 14 shooting from the field. And a good game for Aaron Gordon, a really good game. He could be capable of this on a consistent basis if he was getting consistent touches. Now let's look at the game against Portland prior to that, where he had 8 points on 2 of 5 shooting. And this is a very consistent theme, where one game he will get plenty of touches, the next game he will basically get none. We go back 2 games ago against the Clippers, he had 28 points on 11 of 17 shooting, and then go back another game, he had 2 points on 0 of 5 shooting. This has been a consistent theme with him throughout the entire season. Just looking at his game log right here, he'll have 30-point games, then he'll have a 2-point game where he took like 3 shots that game, and it's just, at this point, it's not his fault that he can't string together a bunch of consecutive really good games, because he's not getting any touches. And on top of that, he's playing out of position. So he's been victimized so far by the Orlando Magic organization, because right now he's known as the dunk contest guy, the guy that everyone wants to see in the dunk contest. But he could be known as much more than that. But he just needs the opportunity to prove himself. Speaking of great young players, however, like I said, one of them that should be talked about quite a bit is Devin Booker. Devin Booker went off for another 39 points last night. If you remember, he had 39 points in the game against Dallas. 29 of those points came in the fourth quarter, and he had 39 points again to lead the Phoenix Suns to an upset win over the San Antonio Spurs. 39 points, 12 of 22 shooting from the field for Mr. Booker. You know, he just has one of the most beautiful jump shots in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard wasn't going to be outdone by that much though. He went down swinging. 31 points for Kawhi Leonard on 12 of 20 shooting. But the Suns shocked the world by beating the Spurs last night. Jimmy Butler returned last night for the Chicago Bulls, and he immediately made his presence known as the Chicago Bulls got the 107-99 win over the New Orleans Pelicans. 28 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks for Jimmy Butler. Literally returned and did absolutely everything. Dwayne Wade also chipped in with 22 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Anthony Davis did return, but he just couldn't do enough. Well, he did more than enough he did more than his share, but the rest of the team didn't do enough to get Anthony Davis the win. 36 points, 14 rebounds, and 3 blocks for Anthony Davis, still having an absolute beast of a season. I hope Rodney Hood is alright. He went down screaming in pain yesterday in the Utah Jazz's 114-107 win over the Orlando Magic. They say it's a hyperextended knee, so hopefully it's nothing too serious, because I would hate to see something happen to a great young player like him. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists from Gordon Hayward, and Rudy Gobert had a dominant game as well, 19 points and 19 rebounds. And for the Magic, Elfrid Payton almost had a triple-double, 28 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, and Aaron Gordon had 21 points. DeAndre Jordan and the Los Angeles Clippers got revenge on the LA Lakers yesterday, 113-97. DeAndre Jordan with a monstrous game, 24 points and 20 rebounds, and Chris Paul chipped in 20 points and 13 assists. And the Clippers continued to win after their losing streak that they had went on earlier. They're bouncing back, still no Blake Griffin. He should be back within a couple of weeks though. And last but not least, the Washington Wizards got the 109-93 win over the Joel Embiid-less Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid still not cleared to play back-to-back, so he was sitting out this game due to rest. John Wall had a terrific game though, 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, and 2 steals. This is the guy that gets at least 2 steals every single game. And Bradley Beal also chipped in with 20 points. For the Sixers, Joel Embiid might have been out, but Jahlil Okafor was not. He had 26 points and 9 rebounds. And Nerlens Noel also had 12 rebounds in only 13 minutes of play. Now these are two guys that Philadelphia has to find a new home for, because with the emergence of Joel Embiid, these two guys have really been suffering so far this season and not getting the playtime that they actually deserve. And that wraps up all the action for the Day 82 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. Now it's time to get into the Players of the Day award, where I select 4 players and you guys vote on the Amino Hardwood NBA app for who had the best performance. The first nominee is DeAndre Jordan, 24 points and 21 rebounds on the night. The second is his teammate Chris Paul, 20 points and 13 assists. And of course, you have to throw in Devin Booker in his 39 points in a Suns upset victory over the Spurs. And then the return of Jimmy Butler with 28 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 4 steals. Like I said before, only players whose team won can be eligible for this award. So you guys can go vote on the Amino Hardwood NBA app. The link to the poll will be in the description as well as in the comment section below. And if you don't have the app, you can download it for either Android or iOS in the description box below as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like on the video if you did like the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace.